Well, welcome to the College of Global Futures, and this is our presentation on financial aid and funding resources. So we'll be going over some of the funding resources that we have as a new student. We're going to be going over just talking a little bit more about the global futures, briefly touching upon that, talking about cost of funding, general overview, and general federal financial aid process, and where to go for financial aid questions. And then we're going to get into the College of Global Future scholarships. We're going to be talking about the Champion Scholarship and also the Undergraduate Incoming Scholarship, where to apply, the process, and next steps for fall 2023. And also be leaving you our contact information in case you have any questions in the future. So the College of Global Futures is actually the newest college here at Arizona State University. We are comprised of 3 schools currently: School for Future Innovation Society, School of Sustainability, and School for Complex Adaptive Systems. We have our undergraduate programs within the first 2 schools, Schools for Future Innovation Society and School of Sustainability. And also, just to make you aware, we are also adding a 4th school in the future. Right now, we just have graduate programs right now, and that's the School for Future Ocean Futures. So we're really excited about that, adding that new school to the College of Global Futures. And so here's just a rundown of our team. My name is Nicole Herrera. We're part of the Student Services team here at the College of Global Futures, and also my colleague Bridget Bavisette. She's also part of the team too. And I'm sure you'll probably be hearing from us in the future for upcoming events, or just giving you a call, just reminding you of some upcoming items to do. So with the College of Global Futures, our global mission is we are looking at addressing some complex problems that are going on our planet, and looking to decrease the distress that it's under right now. And so we only have a limited amount of time, especially when it comes to these complex problems, and the time is to act now. And so you'll notice that here at Arizona State University, we really do take these issues really important. We are making sure that when it comes to issues with sustainability, or just thinking about the future in general, those are things that we take really seriously here. And especially with the School of Future Innovation Society, we're looking at policy and how that's affecting society in the future. So these are just a few of our rankings here. And this is actually our new building. It's the Walton Center for Planetary Health. And hopefully, Caleb, if you ever get the opportunity to visit Arizona State University, let us know, and then we could even show you the building as well.
Definitely.
Great. And one of our big, huge themes here is that, just I mentioned, we're looking to the future, and also making sure that not only that humanity survives, but also making sure that our planet also thrives as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the big, huge topic here, which is cost and funding sources, and defining what they are, and also pointing out some opportunities for you. So breaking down the cost, we have standard costs and personal expenses. And so you'll be able to notice that, especially as you are admitted as a student. We do have the My ASU portal, which you'll be getting updates from our side of Arizona State University when it comes to finances. You'll also know like your schedule, any important announcements, everything kind of happens in that hub of the My ASU area. And so you'll be seeing standard costs such as tuition and fees, on-campus housing, and also meal plans. And so you'll have those charges on your account. And then when it comes to personal expenses, depending on the classes you take, will determine what kind of books and supplies you might need, and also whether or not you're going to be staying on campus or off campus. And so that impacts transportation, and also any type of personal expenses, such as, needing to buy an airplane to get back home, or any sort of, eating outside the meal plans if you're going to stay on campus or anything like that. So we just wanted to distinguish those types of costs, because those are some things that you want to make sure you budget when you're considering coming to college. And also, let's talk about some funding sources. So with the funding sources, we have grants and scholarships and loans. Grants and scholarships are money that are given to you with no promise that you have to pay them back in the future. Whereas there's also no interest. But with loans, there are the need to pay those back. And there's also an interest that occur. Now, with the different types of loans or federal loans, they have some that the interest starts right when you take out the loan. Then there's also loans that start when you complete your studies at the university, which usually they try to say, like, when you take less than 6 hours or during a semester, that's when you start accruing interest. And so I just wanted to point that out. I know with Arizona State University, they actually do some financial aid workshops, and I can give you more information about those too. So they go in a little bit more detail about that, but this is just a general breakdown for you. So one of the big, huge things that you might hear is the FAFSA a lot when you're going to college. And I just wanted to show you kind of a quick rundown of how it works. That had opened for students who are coming in for the fall semester. It actually opened back on October 1st, and you could start filling that out. And so one of the first steps that you take is by creating a FSA ID. And so you create that, something that both you and your parents can remember, and that will be your ID login. And then you're going to be starting at the FAFSA, is completing that on their online application, which is FAFSA.gov is their website. And in that, you're going to be filling in your demographics and the student section. And then if when there's also a point when you're going to have to indicate where you're going to be going to college. And so this is the school code, which is 001081. And that's where you place that into the application. And then the next question is determining your dependency status. And you'll be answering a few questions to determine that. And then also you'll be filling out your parent demographics as well, and then entering financial information. And then once that's all entered, you sign and submit that application. So those are the big general steps for completing the FAFSA. And so just to, again, another general rundown again is you're going to be creating that FSA ID, and then you're going to be filling out the FAFSA. Again, the FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And again, that's our school code, which is 001081. And then you're going to also be reviewing your student aid report. And that's usually after you submit it and sign it, you'll be receiving that 3 to 4 days after you have submitted that and it's been processed. And then some of the things that might happen is getting selected for verification. Sometimes verification could be a pretty complex process, but sometimes there might be issues that they have to undergo that verification process. And then once that's taken care of, the Federal Financial Aid and Scholarship Services Office will send you a financial aid offer letter. And again, you'll be able to review that in the My ASU portal as well. So for federal financial aid questions, at Arizona State University, we do have our Federal Financial Aid Office. And we also have ASU live hosted virtual visits. And this is another virtual visit where you can just log on like you were doing right now, and they'll be able to go into more detail about the FAFSA experience or just the whole process itself. And then also, since you are a first year student, they also have others type of webinars that are offered that are virtual as well for our first year students. So with the College of Global Futures, as I mentioned, we do have a few scholarships, one of them being the Global Futures Champion Scholarship, and the other one being the College of Global Futures Undergraduate Scholarship. Let's go ahead and review the Champion Scholarship, which has the items listed on the left-hand column. This scholarship is a 1-year award for $4,000, which is broken out to $2,000 per semester. So if you're starting in fall, you'll have that funding for fall semester, and then the next semester, which will be spring semester. And the requirements are that you are enrolled at least in 12 credit hours or more, so you're a full-time student. And this scholarship is open to our newly admitted first year students and our transfer students, and also online students who will also fall under the first year or transfer students as well. So you must be admitted to ASU and also a College of Global Futures program. And so, you know, the first 2 schools that I mentioned at the beginning, School for Future Innovation Society and School Sustainability. And if you are wanting us to consider the financial need component of it, we do encourage students to complete the FAFSA. Again, it's not mandatory for students to complete the FAFSA to apply for the scholarship, but if you want us to take that into consideration, it does help the committee understand where a student is coming from. So for priority deadlines, for our first year students, it's going to be February 1st, 2023. So that's coming up in a few weeks. And also for final consideration, we also have that deadline as June 1st, 2023. And so for our transfer and online students, the priority deadline is May 1st, 2023. And for final consideration, it is June 15th, 2023. Now, the second scholarship that we offer within the College of Global Futures is the College of Global Futures Undergraduate Incoming Scholarship. And so this award can vary from $500 to $5,000, and it is offered to our newly admitted first-year students and transfer students as well. And just like the Champion Scholarship, you must be enrolled in 12 hours or more. So again, we just ask that our students be enrolled at full-time status, which is considered 12 hours or more. And again, it's not a need-based scholarship. And the deadline for this is February 15th, 2023. So that deadline is also coming up as well. So you're probably wondering, well, where do we apply? There are a few ways that you can find a way to apply for the scholarship. And again, we're going to be talking about the My ASU portal, which is the student interface area. And so when you go to the My ASU portal, you'll most likely be on the home icon. But when you go to this, when you want to look for the financial or the scholarship portal, you're going to be going on to the tab Finances on the very top versus My ASU. There's a tab that says Finances. So you'll click there. And then you'll be looking at the financial success box. And then in that, there's going to be a Find Scholarships. And so that's where you're going to be going into the main ASU scholarship portal. Now, I just went over the two scholarships offered within our college, which is, again, the Champion Scholarship and then the Undergraduate Incoming Scholarship. The ASU portal is also a place for you as a first-year student and transfer student to look at all the other scholarships that ASU has to offer. Now, the reason why we're doing this webinar now is that if you completed the FAFSA before, I believe, February 1st, and then also looked at other scholarships within ASU, you may also be considered for any sort of grants in case there might be a need-based component of that. So that's why we like to encourage students to apply for scholarships early. I know depending on the scholarships, there's a slew of different types of scholarships and different types of components, requirements, deadlines. So make sure you pay attention to those. But then just for the sake of this presentation, I want to show you where you can apply for those two scholarships as well. So when you do click on the Find Scholarships, you're going to be coming up to the My ASU Scholarship portal, and you'll see the interface, which is the top image on the right-hand side. And you'll see this, and you'll search for scholarships applied today. You want to click on the scholarship search, and you're going to click on that component, or you can go into one of the buttons on the bottom, which is college and department scholarships. So either way, you'll be able to find our scholarships located in that area as well. And then you're going to be coming up to this other next page, which is called Search Filters. And in this is you're going to be able to put any types of filters in here. You know, the more filters you put, it does limit the number of scholarships you can have. So if you have a very broad, only a few search filters on there, you're going to have a lot more scholarships to kind of look through. So as a suggestion, we suggest that you put an incoming first year under the academic filter, or incoming transfer, depending on your status. And then also enrollment status, if you're wanting to enroll as a full-time student, which is 12 hours or more, you could put that in there too. And then also putting in the college name, which is College of Global Futures Scholarships. So you'll enter that into this search filters page. So once you're able to do that, put those filters in, you'll find our two scholarships listed there for you. Again, College of Global Futures Champion Scholarship and College of Global Futures Undergraduate Incoming. And what it'll bring up are the images, which are located on the right-hand side of the application. And so this will also give you, again, all the criteria, contact information, and then application information. And once you're able to look over that, you'll scroll all the way down and you could begin the scholarship process by clicking on the Apply Now button on the bottom. So I want to also talk a little bit more about the College of Global Futures Champion Scholarship application process. So with this application process, we like to know who you are. So please feel free to let us know where you're from and what your interests are and what brought you to apply to the College of Global Futures. And we're also looking for you to identify a local challenge. So you can look in your neighborhood or your community and look at an issue that you would like to resolve and how your future studies will be able to help you address that issue. Or if you have any sort of potential innovative solutions, share that within this application. So you have two formats to choose from. You can either submit an essay about 2 pages, or you can do a 2-minute video. And so the essays, the format that we accept are either a doc or .x or a txt file or a PDF. So we're looking about 500 words, double space. And then again, your video needs to be between 1 to 2 minutes long, and you can upload a video to any type of server. Many students like to use YouTube, and then you'll just share the link to that, and then we'll be able to see your video that way. And again, if you do have any sort of financial need, you are more than welcome to share that within the essay or video, and also make sure that you complete the FAFSA as well. And so what are some next steps for you to do? Again, if you haven't applied to ASU and to our programs, we just encourage you to do that. And then we also recommend just to continue to check your My ASU in case if there are any sort of updates or any sort of announcements for you. And also, when you do pay your enrollment deposit, you also have the opportunity to register for new student experience, where you'll be able to have an opportunity to meet with your academic advisor and also to start your schedule for the next semester. And then it's also a way for you to also confirm your housing. The sooner you do housing, the better. You get a lot more better opportunity to choose your housing as well in that way. And also, we just encourage students also to submit their FAFSA, and also to encourage to look at all sorts of other scholarships within the ASU portal, but also just on a personal recommendation, look for scholarships even outside of ASU as well during this time, because this is like the prime time to be able to do those scholarships as well. And that can help your funding sources as well. And right here is our contact information. So I don't know, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, you might have a question and you're like, oh, I should have asked her that question. This is an opportunity for you to email either Bridget or myself. In case you have any information, feel free to take a screenshot of that. We also have our general email address here at cgf@asu.edu, and also our phone number, and also our website, collegeofglobalfutures.asu.edu. And just to make it a little bit easier for you as well, if it's still a little hard to navigate things on My ASU, you're more than welcome to go to the collegeofglobalfutures.asu.edu, and there are some tabs for you to find the scholarship opportunities and for you to find where you can apply for those 2 scholarships mentioned within the college. And we also have this QR code here. This QR code is a great landing page to get more information about the college. We have information about the scholarships on there too, to take you to the applications. We also have videos there of current students who are part of the College of Global Futures. You might be curious, like, what is it like to be a College of Global Futures student? We have some students who have done Instagram takeover stories on there. We have information about careers. We have information about internships on there. And especially since this is one of those colleges that are like more cutting edge, futuristic kind of sort of programs, you'll kind of get an understanding more about the college itself on this QR code. But that's the presentation this evening.